Right now we're going to discuss my favorite method of teaching babies to read, and that is homemade books. I have made through the years between 50 and 75 homemade books, and I still haven't run out of ideas. So that is definitely my favorite area of making materials for my children so that they can read. The reason I like books is because they're very easy to flip through. I find them to be a little bit easier than flashcards, although I do use flashcards. And the way that I make them, they're more durable, and I've had some here for over 7 years, and they're still as good as they were the day I made them. So before we get started showing you a book, I'm going to show you the materials that we're going to need to make the books. First of all, what we're going to need is just some copy paper, some white copy paper, 8.5 by 11 size, and markers, again, non-toxic, red or black. For some reason, I tend to use black markers when I make my books, although some I do use red. I think that it's easier to read when you start making more words. And we will be using sheet protectors, just plastic sheet protectors that you can get at the office supply store. Pictures. I have here some pictures that I've clipped from magazines, and I've already taped them here on the paper. I like to get pictures that are big and very clear. This is clearly a frog. There's not anything else obstructing the picture. I know that when I show this to my baby, they're going to know that this is a frog. I have here one of a fish. Here's a chainsaw, stuff that boys tend to like. Here's a bird. So you'll want to have some pictures ready. You can clip them from magazines. You can print them off the internet. Whatever way works best for you. There's a lot available. Children's magazines, parenting magazines tend to have a lot of great pictures. Animal magazines. I think if you flip through, you'll start to see tons of possibilities about what you can teach your baby. And then lastly, this is what I like to use. These are just soft 3-ring binder folders. You can use a hard binder. This is what I've always used because it was easily available for me. And it can hold between 15 and 20 words. So with a picture, I usually put between 15 and 20 words with 15 and 20 pictures. So that's about the maximum it can hold. So those are the materials we need to get started. Now, when you're making books, you can make them around a theme. For example, you can make a book that might be all food. You might want to make a book that's all about animals. Or if you just don't have a lot of time and you're clipping pictures, you can put them all in one book. They don't need to be categorized in any way. You can make a word list. You can use the lists we're going to show you at the end of this production, or anything that appeals to your baby. Usually, when I make a book, I label it with the word book, again, because I'm trying to expose my child to words. So when we're going to read a book, I say, let's read a book, and we look at the word book. You can make word books for your baby. You can make couplet books. Books are unlimited to all the ideas that you can put into them. So you can make single words, you can make couplets, and you can create sentences, and it's pretty easy to do. You can make books around nursery rhymes and poetry, whatever you find interesting, and I've done them all. So I'd like to go ahead and show you just a few of my books just to give you an example of how we do this. So here's a book. I have the word star, and underneath the word star I have a picture of a star. I have the word arms up. When we flip that over, there's a picture of some children with their arms up. You might notice that I have a label here. What I've done is I've translated a lot of my books into Spanish, so we will say the words in Spanish after we've read the words in English. So this book has no theme to it. This is just miscellaneous things. I have another book here, but this book is all foods. So we have here 3 cookies, and we have a nice picture of some cookies. We have the word cinnamon sticks, and underneath that there's a picture of some cinnamon sticks. We have some nice images here with carrots and avocado. So you can make books about anything. I have made word books. As you can see, some of them have couplets in there. Some of those couplets have only ever been read as couplets. So again, pointing out that steps overlap. As long as you're exposing it and words are separated, your babies will learn to read them. I also have some reading books. So we say, let's look at this reading book. And in here, I've just clipped good pictures from magazines that I liked, and I thought I can write something around. For example, I have one here. He has no front teeth. And then there's a picture of a little boy here smiling who's missing his front teeth. Under that, we have it's her birthday. And there's a picture of a little girl, and obviously it's her birthday. One more here, we have the cheese is scrumptious. Here's the example of using a large word that babies love to read large words. And then under that, we have a picture of some cheese. So these also can be themed. They can be read like a story around pictures that you would choose to put into them, or they can have no theme. They can just be all different sentences, and that's what my reading books tend to have. You can also create reading books around your child's day, saying my name is such and such, I am a certain number of years old, I live in wherever they live, and you can place pictures of your baby in there. To make the books, just to be clear so you understand how it's done, I have one here that I've already written out the word here. We have house sparrows. Then I have a picture of 2 house sparrows. Babies are able to learn different animals through looking at pictures of them. So you could write birds if you wanted to, but if you do know the names, you can be much more specific. So in order to make the book, one page, the one with the name goes into the sheet protector. And then under that, I would put in the picture of the birds. And I would create a stack of those. Like I said, it can usually hold between 15 and 20 words. I just take my sheet protector, or my folder, rather, and insert it in here. Pretty easy to do. And you can rotate pictures if you ever need to or want to. And then here you go. This is a very small book. It only contains one word, but we would write the word book on the front. We have house sparrows, and then we have a picture of the birds. I'd also like to mention that babies love to see pictures of the people they love. I have also made books out of photo albums. Here we have one called Family. This is just a little photo album. The 4x6 index cards that you can get at the grocery store or the office supply store work wonderful. They fit perfectly in the little sleeves to write the words on. So here we have family. Underneath that we have the word my family. We have a picture of the family. We have Poppy. We have a picture of Poppy. We have Mommy. We've put in everybody in the family. Babies love to see this, so they're recognizing the people in their lives at the same time that they're reading the words. And next, I have a small photo album here that we made one on animals, and we used postcards as the pictures. These are nice because they can travel easily. If your baby just starts loving their reading program, they're probably not going to want to go far without a little book. So you can take these with you. They'll easily fit in your diaper bag. This says animals in case you can't see that clearly. Here we have manatee, and we have a nice postcard of a manatee. We have a green sea turtle. There's a picture of a turtle. So you can use postcards to make books. It's just a nice, easy way to have words in your baby's daily environment. And then I would just like to explain to you how you show the books. You can do it however you choose. Babies are able to learn things very quickly. So if your baby's getting fussy, you might want to go through the books very fast. I would stand and have the book on a dresser. I would be holding my baby in my arm, and we would quickly read a book. And I would hold my son, and we would say star. We would quickly flip. We'd look at the star, arms up, flip, arms down, paw, look at the picture, bedroom. And it took less than a minute to show him the book. Once again, you can make tally marks in the back of the book to just keep track of the number of times you've shown the book. I would show the books 2 to 3 times a day for a week, or between 15 and 20 times. So you can point at the words, you can spend more time on the pictures, cater it to what your baby's interested in and your baby's mood at that time. If you have questions or you want to check out some more information, you can also check out my blog at teachingbabytoread.com. There's different ideas posted daily on different things you can do to teach your baby to read, and lots of different teaching ideas.